Hey everyone, it's Ryan Howe with Small Business News. I got a good one for you today. We're going to cover something from Inc.com where, people are not happy in their jobs. The job market is terrible currently. Unemployment rate continues to move up across the globe, let alone just here in America. Although optimism is spiking with business owners, with employees, it still continues to be a struggle. So we're going to cover an article that's got 6 reasons why employees are going to leave to try to give you a heads up, again, as business owners, also you a heads up as employees about, hey, you're not alone if you're feeling this. And we'll talk a little bit about, hey, what can you do if you've got this issue? If you're an employee feeling this, here's some steps that you can take to try to head this off so you don't have to leave your job. For those that don't know, this is the program where I share just some of the information I share with my clients every single day. I am a business coach who works out of West Michigan around the country, and I hope to earn your subscription today. So let's get into this here. This is from Inc.com. Link is going to be in the description. 6 good reasons your employees will leave their jobs in 2025. And I think that's a really great way of putting that. These are good reasons people want to leave their jobs. And start by looking at your managers. Now, this is from Marcel Schwantz, a contributing editor. This is executive coach, speaker, author, all the good stuff that's in there. Let's see what they have to say. As a leadership coach, I spend considerable time reviewing exit interview reports, feedback instruments, and employee engagement surveys to determine the causes of employees leaving their jobs at client companies. I do the same thing with my clients consistently. I am always wanting to ask questions about, hey, what's causing people to leave? What's going on here? What do you do? And also on the flip side, hey, what's it look like on the people that we're getting? Let's make sure that we see who's successful here so we can continue to hire for those folks. He continues, if you're an executive or HR leader concerned with a revolving door at your company, start by looking at your managers. And it's something that I spend a lot of time with as far as those first line supervisor managers. I have a course that I offer to my clients. It's available if you want to check it out, summitbusinessguys.com. We'll talk about it later. I've pinpointed 6 reasons employees may leave their jobs next year, and all these reasons can be avoided by having strong people managers in charge. Let's take a look. Their work is boring. Some jobs like factory work can get really dull or repetitive. This can make it tough to roll out of bed in the morning, right? With robots taking over a lot of these jobs and doing them faster, it's easy to start worrying about job security. And that may be a reason why employees will move on soon. I talk to my clients about this all the time. And the push to have robotics replace people, but also AI replace some work is going to happen and needs to be done on a spectrum. So for instance, data entry should be done by AI. Humans are not meant to do that. We want to remove data entry from people as quickly as possible. Get the AI to do it. Great. We want that. We love that for us. When it comes to robotics and manufacturing and replacing people, I always advise my clients against going all in on that. There may be some things for safety. It's better to have robots for sure, but find ways to automate processes that are going to help make your human employees more effective. What that'll do is then increase the amount of work you can push through. That's what you really want to get to. And a lot of that stuff, what it has to do with boring work, especially when it comes to manufacturing, when it comes to production, you should be finding ways to make sure there's a constant rotation of your people between sections. Once they get something for a year or two, move them to a different piece. One, it's great because now they know more about what happens in the entire process. So that increases their institutional knowledge. They're going to be able to offer better advice on how to make things better for their work, but also may be able to find you some efficiencies and effectiveness changes that way. But also, man, it's just better when you move people around and they have an opportunity to try new things. Keeps it fresh. They're burning out. Burnout is just a thing. We are all collectively just kind of smoked and we're kind of just done with it, whatever it happens to be. And we're just fed up. And they got in here where it is the stress, physical and emotional exhaustion. We're just kind of done, and then we get apathetic. And once you start burning out, that is something that you want to try to stay in front of as an employer, but also as an employee. And that's why, just from your mental health, that's why you see a lot of people leave. They just feel stressed and they're burned out. They want to go. So don't be surprised if that's going to be a thing. They're not learning. This is for sure. They're not learning. Employees don't need a long list of reasons to quit their jobs. Sometimes they feeling stuck is just enough. If they've done all there is to do and mastered their current role, but they're no longer feeling challenged, they're going to go find a challenge somewhere else. And you'll see this with a lot of employees where there's no promotion ahead of them. There's no other opportunity. So they have to go to another organization to promote or to find another job that they want to do that's adjacent to their current skill set that they can learn and grow into. So this is another piece here, like just before we were talking about switch your people around, find opportunities to make sure that they're staying engaged. And this is where your managers need to be creative. And I talk with my clients that are at the executive level, they need to give their managers not only the freedom, but also the direction that they should be looking for ways to cross-train their employees to keep things fresh, to keep everybody focused, whatever it needs to be. But just frankly, just so folks are learning. We're inherently curious creatures and we want to grow and learn. Their workplace is toxic is the next one. Yeah, we all know this one. Man, toxicity is awful. We're going to talk about this in a second about what managers, employees, and leaders need to be doing to eliminate toxic workplaces here. This company has a high turnover rate, a super competitive vibe, low morale, shady behavior, and rude communications. Employees are just they're gonna chuck a deuce up and be gone. That's just what employees are gonna do. I don't blame them when they leave toxic places. I blame managers and senior leaders for allowing toxicity to set up and become standard. The thing is though, is when you have it, you have to know how to pull yourself out of it. And it takes a concerted effort. And we're gonna cover that in a second. They seek more flexibility. Man, I tell you, this is one of the ones where they just want to open their aperture. If you've read Drive by Daniel Pink, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, check it out. Drive by Daniel Pink. It is a great piece there where people want autonomy. They want the flexibility to say, hey, I know what needs to get done. Let me get it done in the best way that I see fit. I know enough about my work that I can deliver a superior product, a superior experience, superior service in this way. And what you'll find is that if you give them the box to work in and let people work in that box in the way that suits them best to their personality, their skill set, and their trade, they're going to perform better. But frankly, everyone just enjoys that better. Hey, we got to get this done today. Cool, got it. I know what it needs to be for expectations and deliverables. I'll get it there. No problem. Got it. And this is where you see companies that are thriving and growing, is where the people have the flexibility to execute on the work that they are assigned. If they don't have the flexibility to execute, that is when things get bad. And lastly here is they don't get along with their boss, right? They just don't like their boss. They don't see eye to eye. There are things that their boss says, there's mannerisms. And I definitely like this line in here, which is feel like their voices don't matter, that their input gets shot down repeatedly, or worse, they're underpaid. They might think about leaving. Again, link for this is going to be in the description. And what I want to talk about here is, okay, let's say we got all this going on. All this is happening in your workplace, right? You don't get along with the boss. You don't feel heard. You've got no flexibility. It's toxic. There's no room for improvement. Like nothing's happening. You're trying to make it work. Let's say you like the job that you do, but you don't like the workplace and you want to fix that, right? As an employee before you move on. Because there's another issue that folks are running into when they're leaving their jobs is that when they get to the new place, they're lowest on the rank, right? The totem pole, the order. So when layoffs happen, they cut the last people hired. So when you leave, just understand that's another risk that you're taking. So before you do that, if this is happening, there's methodologies you can use to talk to your employer. Now, if you're an employer who's struggling with the issues that we just talked about here before we get into some of the solutions, and you're not sure how to get started, or even after this video, you want to learn more about how to do it, come check me out, summitbusinessguys.com. You can learn more about how I work with businesses as far as exit planning, how I use Pinnacle business operating system to help my companies grow faster than ever thought possible. Learn just some of the different industries that I work with in my area. And also, if you're a manager and you're struggling having these conversations, come check out my Essential Coaching Conversations course. It's an online course. I send you a physical copy of the actual manual that we talk about in the course that you can have. And it's a checklist on how to have these conversations. In the online course, I go through step by step how to identify, prepare, conduct, and then follow up on these conversations to help your teams perform, but also to help you be a better manager. So be sure to check that out. Essential Coaching Conversations. I think you'll dig it. Okay, so let's say we've got this issue going on right now where all of these 6 issues are happening. As an employee, what I recommend is just go and have a open, non-accusatorial conversation with your supervisor, with your manager. Say, hey, I just want to talk about this. I'm coming in every day to work and I feel this vibe, whatever it happens to be, that is keeping me from being successful. And I want to be successful here. Is there something that you can help me with, either by removing or adding, that we can get past this? Because I just want to get there. And the key is to not accuse the manager of whatever happens to be, and just ask the question. And you're going to be like, well, I don't want to deal with this. They're going to yell at me. And that may happen. I'm not saying it won't. I don't know your situation, but that's what the first part is. Now, if you've already done this, the second step is really straightforward. You've got 2 options. You can go to HR, which is what they're there for. But just remember, when you go to HR, you're going to somebody who works for the boss and the company. Ultimately, they're going to take care of them. But go to them and say, hey, listen, here's the things that I'm seeing. I'm still coming every day. I want to work and I'm producing, but I'm just not feeling it. Is there something that we can do? What can I do? Is there another opportunity within the company? I just want to know, because I'm feeling stuck, and I don't want to leave. I want to figure this out, and just see what they have to say. The whole time while you're doing this, just understand that the managers and HR are going to be talking about you, say, hey, we're starting to feel them getting this vibe, but you want to afford the opportunity to them. And if between your boss and HR, and if they're not able to get anything, yeah, you're well within your rights to leave at that point. Go find other work elsewhere. Now, if you are a manager and a leader in an organization, and you have your people that are taking those positive steps, and they're just trying to make it work, and you are consistently unable to figure out how to help them, you need to reach out to a business coach. I'm just telling you that definitively. You need to reach out to a business coach. Our job is to help you figure out why you can't help your employees and help you grow your business. That's what really needs to happen here. If you're curious more about how, as a business owner, to get to this point and help your people grow, reach out to me at Summit Business Guides. But yeah, again, leaders, take heed of this article. That's why I put it out here today. Your folks are going to leave if you can't figure this stuff out. And it's not difficult to figure out. It just takes time, effort, coordination, and the right people and the right mindset to do it. So with that, thank you for watching. Hopefully I earned your subscription today. Take care, and I will see you next time.